Hello, folks. Welcome to the Nateland podcast. I'm Nate Bargatze here with Brian Bates, Aaron Weber. We're excited to be here. We're having work. We're building a pool, to be honest, and in our backyard. So if you hear something, I don't know if you're going to hear it. It's kind of stopped right now, but it's my buddy Backyard Living in Mount Juliet, John Paul.
Yeah, we've talked about him on here before.
Yeah.
This is your childhood friend?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's his company.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they're great. He doesn't need your business, though. He does. I still think it's very funny. I think that'd be a very good business to start a business and just be like, hey, before you answer the phone, you're like, hey, just heads up. It doesn't matter if you stay or go. All right, what do you need?
Yeah.
And you ask them what they need.
Put them on the defensive.
I'll be okay.
Yeah.
What's up? So what do you need?
You sell me.
Yeah.
You know?
Why should I do your pool?
Uh-huh.
Why should I come to your, what is it? Yeah, that's funny. I'm also wearing Buc-ee's. If you're watching it, I have a Buc-ee's sweatshirt and a hat. It's a little, quite a bit of Buc-ee's. But I went to one this past weekend, first time.
It's pretty crazy.
Pretty crazy. Have you been?
No.
Yeah, it's crazy. I didn't look it up. I didn't know. I went in blind.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's wild. We went to the two of them, one in Terrell, Texas, maybe, and then one in the one in Alabama. I think there's only one. But it was awesome. Like it's a whole big,
What is it?
It's a gas station.
But it's just like a big shopping center?
But it's like a Cracker Barrel gift shop that's like the size of a Walmart almost. Yeah. It's enormous.
Yeah, it's very big.
There's a beef jerky bar. They're famous for their beaver nuggets.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're called. So you can...
Yeah, it's we ate there. We had the pulled pork. I mean, we went twice. And so, and we're going to Texas this weekend, so we might go again. It's fun.
Dusty Slay, who's been on the podcast, he went to one for the first time. He called me and he was like, What is that?
Yeah.
He could not wrap his head around it. He goes, What's going on in there, man? It is wild. You should stop. There's one.
I mentioned Stuckey's on here a few weeks ago, and you said, you mean Buc-ee's? And I meant Stuckey's, but I don't think I've ever been to a Buc-ee's.
What is Stuckey's?
You would know if you've been to Buc-ee's. It's big.
Yeah, but there's none in Tennessee?
They're building one.
In Cookeville, I think.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, on I-40.
Or Chattanooga.
They're going to be all over soon. I think that's the new model.
Yeah.
Turn your gas stations into experiences.
And there looks like there's 100 gas pumps.
Wow.
Probably is
Yeah.
that many. Yeah.
It's awesome.
You should go, Brian.
Yeah, you should go.
All
It's
right.
fun. All right. Well, we had a great time this weekend. Dallas, all the shows were unbelievable.
I got a lot of comments on the podcast, some stuff I wanted to ask you about. New Orleans show, a lot of people said there was a heckler.
Oh, yeah. Guy walked out, or when they walked out, they go, boring, and then walked out the door.
Right at the beginning of your set?
Yeah. No, like in the middle. In the middle. Opened the door. I saw him. I could see. I didn't see. I just saw the doors open. There's two as a couple. And they just, super loud. Boring.
Oh my
Shut the door, left. And then, yeah.
I heard you had a good comeback.
Yeah, I said that was my parents. It was fun.
And they said, you said, I've sold out 2 shows today. I feel pretty good about myself.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a lot of, yeah.
Uh-huh. The show was going pretty well probably at that point,
The
right?
show was going
it was like you were bobbing.
No.
Somebody.
No. No, they were super drunk. Chase, our merch guy, was out front. He saw him. That guy was like, it was the guy that was a problem the whole time. Like he was a problem at the beginning. Before we even went in, him and his wife, they were just super drunk. There was, you're in New Orleans, you get a little flair.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't had it in a while. So, but it was, it is. LA show, I had a lady that was just, kept talking the whole time. But, it's usually alcohol. It's like that. You always just feel bad because everybody's having fun too. And like, the show's going really good.
Yeah.
And so then you just, but the crowd was great. They get, everybody's like, yeah, it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but it's fine. We moved on.
It's fun to see you in those moments because I feel like you're not combative at all on stage, right? Your act's not combative.
I don't want to make that.
Right. You're not inciting that whatsoever.
I don't think that person woke up the next day and probably thought, I'm glad I did that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't want to make that person feel bad.
Yeah,
like it's, you just don't want it to happen. It's like they're in their own world and they're doing it, it's when it happens, you just got to get back into your set. It's a little frustrating, but The last thing I want to do is like just yell at this person. Like, I don't, they left, and then, the audience clapped when they left. I mean, it's obvious that no one wants them there. And so, but every show was great. Pensacola's great. New Orleans, and Texas, and Dallas, Grand Prairie, Texas, Dallas. It's the biggest show I've ever done.
So the Verizon,
Texas, no, it's I forget. Texas, it's Texas something. A school, TCU. Maybe it's at TCU, Texas Christian or something like that. Something like that. And then, what does that say?
The Verizon Theater?
No. Is it?
In Grand Prairie, I think it's the Verizon.
Oh. I thought it was like Texas. There's something else called Texas something.
Oh, maybe.
Verizon Theater.
But it's the biggest show you've ever done, right?
The biggest show. It was, I want to say it was around 5,800 people.
Wow.
Oh, Texas Trust CU
Texas
Theater.
Trust CU Theater. Yeah. So there you go. Texas Trust CU Theater. That was on the wall, the sign, the building. I mean, the building was so big, the traffic. So I would tell people if what we're learning. I mean, that was the biggest show I've ever done, and it was unreal. It was crazy. They were amazing. I messed up. I told one joke kind of backwards at the beginning because I was not that you don't get nervous, you're excited, but it's kind of daunting when you walk out, and then you're like, oh, I got it. And then it's so big and it's so many people. And, like if you're in New Orleans, that was 1,500 people. So this is 4 of those shows in one show. And then, and I mean, I love every show. Like it's, but it was like, it's just such a different thing. And I told, like, I have a turtle joke up at top. If people have been to the shows, they know what the joke is. But I told it like kind of backwards. I like ended up like skipping one part of it, and then I had to get that part back in before I got to the other part, because that's a part that I call back to later. It's like one of those like important jokes that you're like, well, if I don't reference this, then I can't reference this thing later.
Oh yeah.
And so I had to I just skipped a part, and then I got it back in. I don't think anybody noticed, but it was one of those in my head. You're like, there was
doing acrobatics.
Yeah, there was like a lot going on. I was trying to get, and I had another joke it was kind of at the beginning. And then then I was like, I settled in, and we were good from the rest. And I don't think anybody noticed, but it's like, it was like, it's crazy. It's a lot of people. You look at them all and you're like, good night, man. Like, it's like, you can't believe these people are here.
So many folks posted photos from there. Ton of folks.
They're just, it's the best, dude. They're everybody's the best, and they're the nicest, and I love it. That's why I love, like, even like that guy in New Orleans that got boring. It's like the whole crowd like gets it. Like I don't get a lot of that, and knock on wood, I don't want to get a lot of it, but I don't think I'm going to get a lot of it, because the people that come out are great people. They're me. Yeah. I'm not to sound like I'm saying I'm great people, like that is it. But they're me in the fact that I'm never going to go to a show and yell. Like, I have no desire to do that. Yeah. So, like, it's like a bunch of, it's a lot of good people.
Great average Americans.
A bunch of us, greatest average Americans. That's what we are. Just everywhere. And they're all over the world. It's just us. Even if you're in another country and you listen to this, you're the greatest average American. Or you're the greatest average whatever your country is.
Yeah.
That's what you can be. We're all just that. That's what we all are.
Source of Gorb.
Source of Gorb's doing great.
Wherever you're at.
Wherever he's at.
Spain, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
He's the greatest average of Spanish.
Spaniard?
Spanish.
Oh, okay.
I
did Grand Ole Opry this weekend, and it went great. And before the show, I was in the dressing room just looking through my phone, and someone follows me on social media posted they were at the Grand Ole Opry. It's a Facebook. I don't know the person. It's a Facebook friend of mine. But in my mind, I thought they're going to lose their mind when they see me walk out. Then I even went as far to think, I bet they drove here to see me. They were from like Indiana or something.
Yeah.
I get off stage and I go look at my phone later. They've posted photos of the people before me and the guy right after me.
Yeah.
Never posted, and I couldn't let it go. Yeah. So the next day I was like, looks like a great show. Who else was on it? They never replied.
Yeah.
I don't know. We went to the bathroom for a while there.
We're Facebook friends.
Yeah.
I was on the show. Never posted it.
Yeah. That's great.
Well, they were paying attention during your set, Brian. So they
yeah.
weren't taking pictures.
Mhm.
Music, you can tune in and out. Who cares? It's in the background, right? Comedy's active.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
active listening.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good point.
That's what I would tell myself.
John Schneider, I told you, Bo Duke. I wanted to meet him. It didn't work out. But
Yeah.
You didn't meet him?
no, I mean, I could have, but he had just a ton of people with him. Like
Did you
his
just creep
entourage.
outside of his dressing room for a while?
Basically, yeah.
Poked your head in.
Move it along, buddy.
John, we got this older fella who wants to say hi to you. He remember when y'all show came out when he watched the pilot. John, you come over here, and then you got a magazine, and you're like, "Will you sign this?"
It's like Carlos Groves.
yeah. And then,
He's like 65. John, we got this older fellow out
Yeah.
here. Wants to meet you.
he goes, "I don't." He's a little. You mind signing something for him?
Show went well though, man.
Yeah, it was great.
good.
It was great. Yeah. Everyone there's so nice.
I did a crazy run with Dustin Nickerson. We had a show in Pittsburgh that got canceled because of that crazy storm that came through.
Yeah.
But we did Liberty University in Lynchburg. A bunch of podcast fans were there for
Oh,
that.
awesome!
That was very cool. It was the first time I walked out and like a bunch of people yelled, "Let's go!"
Yeah.
And I'm the opener. I'm like, "Oh, this is
Yeah.
amazing." And I met them and I was like, "Make sure you tell the headliner you came for me.
Yeah.
Make sure Dustin knows." And then we were in Napanee, Indiana, Amish country. A lot of Amish people at the show. And then
Oh,
we were
really?
in Black River Falls, Wisconsin, also an Amish town.
Huh.
I'm deep into the Amish community. I'm trying to blow up
In the
among
Amish, yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a real slow word of mouth.
Yeah.
It's gonna take time. You're gonna be the
I'm
old
trying to go-
fashioned,
I'm trying to go
old-fashioned way
viral,
of
dude.
blowing up.
Yeah.
It's gonna be just letters, you know.
Letters. Yeah, dude. They're going to write to each other about me. I saw this guy.
Black Wolf. That's a golf is out there. Whistling Straight is out there.
Yes. And Dustin said he'd been there with, there's a lot of golf out there.
Yeah,
It's like,
Black Wolf has a golf course.
okay.
I'm not. I can't remember for sure. I need to look it up. But Black Wolf. Did you stay at that hotel?
No.
So that hotel, I did a corporate gig, and that's so my act. I have a joke about not even turning the light off in the hotel room. It was at that hotel.
Oh, wow.
I'm almost positive it's that hotel. I need to make sure because I was going to start saying the hotel in the joke. So if someone's seen my act, there's if I talk about doing a show in a hotel, I'm almost positive it's that Black Wolf Hotel because there's I played at that course. I can't remember. There's an old hotel right there that's like a popular hotel. So they were doing the corporate gig there. So I got to stay there.
Super nice hotel. It's the one we showed on the Jay Cutler episode.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Was Jay Cutler on this podcast? So yeah, but that's an amazing golf up there.
Yeah. There's not a lot of golf being played right now.
No.
It was unbelievably cold.
Yeah,
Feels like -5. most
yeah.
of
We
these
got
nights.
caught. Like we thought Pensacola was great. It's kind of rainy, but it was not really cold. New Orleans was like there were 1 week of cold was the week we were there. And then Dallas was, it got a little warmer in Dallas by the time we got there, like 40, 50, but they just were coming out of like a major
Yeah.
storm. Felix, neighbor Felix, met I know his parents and brothers. They all came to the show.
Oh, man.
Yeah, they brought us a king cake, which was, they're awesome. They're unreal, dude.
King cakes are fun, dude.
They're so good. There's a baby in it.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Do you
that
know about
is.
king cakes?
No.
It's a Mardi Gras thing.
Yeah, it's so good. They're so good. And, the two that had a baby, I wish I remember the name. I don't remember anything, but he gave us two, but they have a baby in them, and whoever gets the baby, it's good luck. And then I didn't get the baby.
It's a little plastic, like infant.
I think most people don't do it now because people would eat it.
Yeah, you got to make it big enough to where you can't choke on it.
It's not.
I guess
It's
it's pretty chokeable.
I mean, if you got into it, I'd say back in your heyday, you're like, I don't think you can now, but I think
Just getting after it,
I think when you were getting after it back in the day, I think you could have got one down.
not even knowing it.
I think I think you would have walked back and got your money back, not knowing the baby was in your tummy.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
You promised there'd be a baby in
Yeah.
there.
Well, maybe when another person got it. Well, that'd be funny because no one else ate it but me. And I ate the whole thing, and I didn't see a baby. And you go, what were you hauling it back?
All of it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put in some work for sure.
Yeah. Ready for your Super Bowl 56. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use promo code Nateland and get 56-1 odds on either team. Bet just $5 and get 280 in free bets if your team wins. DraftKings. Also, shout out to new sponsors, 3-Day Blinds. Need new blinds? Forget confusing showrooms with 3-Day Blinds. They bring the showroom to you. Get 3-Day Blinds, buy one, get one, 50% off deal on custom blinds, shades, and drapery for a free, no obligation consultation. Just head to 3dayblinds.com/Nate and use our code Nate. That is number 3, dayblinds.com/Nate.
I'm excited to announce Manscaped launched their Ultra Premium Collection. I'm talking about a leveled up hygiene routine with your favorite manly scent. This is an all-in-one skin and hair care kit for the everyday man and covers you from head to toe, literally. Manscaped is trusted below the waist. Now trust them with the rest. Join the 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with the code Nateland.
Mizzen and Main, dress up with ease. Any other dress shirt just feels terrible compared to these. They got the comfort and flexibility of athletic wear with the fit and style of a custom dress shirt. Go to mizzenandmain.com and use promo code Nate. You'll receive $35 off any regular price order of $125 or more. That's $35 off at mizzenandmain.com and use code Nate. I'm also excited to have been introduced to Athletic Greens recently. Life is busy. You got to eat healthy. We talk about it a bunch on this podcast. You don't want to juggle all these different vitamins. Get it all in one scoop. Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Go to athleticgreens.com/Nate for a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. That is athleticgreens.com/Nate.
All right, let's start with some stuff from you guys. Christina Audrey. I get so excited when I see Nick on the podcast. The vibe between Nate, Nick, Aaron, and Blip is the best. I look forward to spending part of Wednesdays with you gentlemen. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Christina. It's awesome.
Very nice.
Ty Schultz. I had a rough week. Hit play on my favorite podcast, and I see an empty chair where Bingles usually sits. Nate says, solve that problem. That is the hardest I've laughed in years. Thank you guys for the continuous source of laughter and joy. Y'all are the best. That's why you do it. I love that so much.
People love that.
Getting a nice, a good laugh. It's not much. If you can get them, it's like, it's the best. Austin Thrift. What kind of world is it when you can't even berate a close friend and call them a cow in front of thousands of people without getting hate from the general public?
Austin gets you.
Austin gets it, dude.
Yeah.
What kind of world we living in? If someone just watched this and they go, who did he call a cow? They're never going to guess it's him. All right.
That's very funny, well written.
Sorry, that's
No.
yeah. No, that's right. I just said you ate a baby too. We're not off to a good start.
I was just watching the old roast of. We're talking about the way comics act to each other. I was watching the old roast of Patrice O'Neal. That's at the Boston, actually. Dustin Chafin's here.
Yeah.
Have you seen the full video in good quality now is on YouTube?
Yeah.
And there's a part of it that's just brutal, dude. Bobby Kelly's up there. He has a video of people kind of trash talking Patrice, and then he goes, "Hey, while I'm up here, I lent my video camera to Steve Byrne."
Oh, I know this story.
Last week. And
I heard Steve Byrne tell this story.
Oh, really? He recorded it at his SNL audition, and I think we all need to watch it. He just plays it, and it's just Steve Byrne in his apartment, just doing Bruce Lee and stuff. It's so brutal, man. I don't know if I'd ever forgive him for that.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's great.
You've heard him tell that story?
He told it on Pete Holmes' podcast, and he said Bobby edited out. He left in the worst parts and edited out the good parts.
Okay.
Not that it wouldn't all be awkward to watch,
Right.
but
That's so funny.
yeah.
That's why, in New York, you just couldn't leave anything. It's like Ari Shaffir. You can't have your phone be unlocked. You can't tell him whatever. Like, if you're around Ari, your phone has to be locked. I'm gonna watch it time after. He did it to me once, and then when he gets it, you got to get it back, and you'll be like, he'll just tweet something, put it on Instagram. There's 350,000 people on Instagram I got. And you're just be like, what are you doing, dude? My whole life, you wreck your whole life. You just got to grab your phone and be like, don't put it down, dude. And don't make sure it locks immediately. And sounds insane, but it's very hilarious. But I've watched people, I've seen him get people too. Like you see someone's Twitter and then you're like, God, that's crazy. They said that. And you're like, you just know it's Ari.
Man.
Yeah, it's very funny. I mean, that's how, that was the best about New York, man. I truly believe that's what made New York comics. Like that's something that there's just no rules and it can be the meanest thing ever. But the love is still there. Like these guys would do whatever for you.
Yeah, it didn't feel like they hated him or anyway. It was just like, oh, this is so great. This is so embarrassing.
It's like brothers.
Yeah.
It's brothers and sisters, and it's just a family that's just you will get ridiculed. Steve Byrne would be the one that knocked. I remember I had a Carrot Top DVD and grabbed me. He goes, "What's that?" Just threw it on the ground. And that was like a brand new comic. Now you could be like, why do I have a Carrot Top DVD? I don't know. I don't even remember what I did, but I like Carrot Top. That's why I had it, because I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
Sarah Chia. CHIA?
I think so.
How hilarious is it that Brian used the band Bengals as his example twice when trying to clarify how Aaron and Nick say the football team, the Bengals? Does a young gun like Aaron even know who this is?
I think I know one song by the Bengals.
Oh.
They have a Walk Like an Egyptian. Was that them?
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
You don't have to do it. Many Vowels. I was about to say Manny Vowels. Like that's a guy's name. Manny Vowels. That would be a guy's name.
Yeah.
Manny Vowels. Who's over here? Manny Vowels. He's in the mob. Many Vowels are what's called diphthongs.
That's right.
Is it?
Diphthongs. Yeah.
Diphthongs, meaning they naturally combine two sounds. We don't tend to recognize it when we're speaking because it happens so quickly. So when a short E slides into a word like with NG, like in penguins or bingles, the practical effort is that we hear what we consider to be. Oh, what did I say?
Effort.
Oh, the practical effect is that we hear what we consider to be a long A.
So that's her explanation of why I say it the way I do, huh?
I checked out of that whole thing and I read it, and I wasn't even.
Yeah,
I was in another.
Tapped out.
I was in another home.
Diphthongs. You were.
I was like shopping. I was at Walmart, looking in the clothes section, looking around, and I just kept reading it. That's what happens when I read. When I read a book, I mean, I'll go 3 pages and then be like, "What? Where am I at?"
Yeah.
And then you got to go back.
Got to
or
go
you
back.
just keep going.
It depends. I'll either quit completely, or I'll. Last night I did good. I'm going back to Sopranos, and I was proud of myself.
Sopranos book?
No.
Novelization of The Sopranos?
Yeah. Going back to the show. I put my phone in the other room.
Oh, man.
And then
that's the move.
Sitting there, yeah. I'm tired of my phone. Katie Visaggio. Bengals, not Bengals, are Bengals. Y'all are killing me. Short E, guys. Short E. Bengals. As a reading specialist, I'm now convinced Nate is dyslexic, but I'm now also wondering about breakfast and Aaron too. Nick was right. So Nick's perfect.
right.
Well, Nick's an actor. Nick can do. That's what he does.
He can do accents and stuff too.
Yeah,
right?
he knows how to do it.
What is she saying here, Aaron?
She's saying that the correct pronunciation is Bengals.
Bengals.
Like Ben Gay.
Ben Gay.
Bengals.
Yeah. How long? And that's sorry. Yeah, that's that old joke. Yeah, that's sorry, they remember that old joke?
That's a joke from my heyday.
Yeah. That was Brian's opener for many years. Jeremy Tidwell. Not to belabor the point, but the correct pronunciation is Bengals. Bengals.
No, it's not.
My wife and I lived in Calcutta, India for a few years, which is in the Bengal region. The area is well known for its tigers, which still roam wild, but I'm still with Nate in Baltimore on the penguin debate. Bengals.
Sounds like he knows.
I think if I was in India and they said be careful, there's a bingo out there, I would be like, I wouldn't even know what I'd be looking for. And I would be like, whatever. And then I'd be like, and as it ate me, I'd go, dadgummit.
So you say Bengal.
Bengal, yeah.
Bengal.
And penguin.
Bengal and penguin.
So that's a pan. You're holding a pan in your hand.
No, I'm not.
That seems like what a guy would say that was a bingle. And he was dressed up as a man. And he goes, there's bingles out there. And you go, what's that? He goes, bingles. And you walk up closer, then he takes his, and it's a real bingle. And then he eats you. Will Bailey. Just help Brian out because I am intrigued. The Tony Award is short for the Antoniette Perry Award for Excellence in Broadway Theater. Apparently, Antoniette was big in the theater.
It's Antoinette.
Huh?
Antoinette?
Antoinette was big in the theater world around the time they had the first Tony Awards in 1947. Tony Award is short for the Antoinette Perry Award for Excellence in Broadway Theater. Well,
I'd go with Tony too.
Now we know.
I would go with Tony too, but I don't know how you get Tony out of Antoinette Perry Award for Excellence.
I guess that's another word, like Anthony is Tony. I guess Antoinette is also another word for Tony.
Yeah. And then it's Perry Award for Excellence in Broadway Theater. I mean, it just ends up being a lot.
Will Bailey is a West Wing character, by the way.
Oh, maybe that's him.
Maybe.
Matt Organ. Hello, folks. Hearing that the Oscars are named after some lady's uncle, I'm curious to know what you guys think the awards for the Nateland podcast would be called. My initial thoughts would be the Folks, the Felixes, the Source Gorbs, or maybe the Hollies. What do you got? I like the Hollies.
Hollies is good.
Because that's just, yeah, that's like, it sounds like it, yeah.
The Nadies?
The Nadies?
Like the Dundies?
I like the Hollies. Hollies sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Amanda Garcia. I think I know Amanda. I think I met Organ too. I think I met him this week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was at the Dallas show.
Yeah. I met them. I talked to them after him and his wife. They were great. Amanda Garcia. No. I was a seat filler for years. I remember how fast commercial breaks are in person and how much goes on. Nicest person I ever met was Tom Hanks. I was sitting behind him and he actually turned around and introduced his wife and himself before I could. He seems very friendly and humble, and he was just as happy as I was to be there. I got lucky a few times, got seats where I never had to move. That's a whole big gig, seat filling.
You met Tom Hanks, right?
Yeah, he's super, him and his wife. Yeah.
Did he introduce himself?
No, I was doing that show for Joe Walsh, but we went and met him afterwards, and I mean, we talked to him for a while. I mean, he's unbelievably nice. Yeah.
Didn't you say he made a very nice move by he offered to take a picture together? I hope that was him. I thought you said he said we should do a picture together because he knows everyone wants it.
Yeah.
So instead of you having to ask, he just offered.
It might have been him. I don't know. We did take a picture with him.
That's such a power move.
Well, it's like I've had to ask. I asked him. Like I asked a guy at Buc-ee's. A guy came up and I was like, "Do you want to get a picture?" I mean, you can just kind of tell that he wants to, but he's trying to be polite.
Yeah.
And like I said, I just ask me. I'll always take a picture. So, but I'll do it sometimes just because you're like, I don't want them to. I feel like they want to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the Tom Hanks of comedy. All right, I'll say it. No, but it's very nice. It's like it's just kind of and then I've had also the person goes, no, I'm good. Boring. Frank Del Grosso. Hello, folks. During the awards episode, you talked about fans running onto the field. Last year, a guy made $50,000 prop bet during the Super Bowl that someone would run on the field. Then he ran on the field. A misdemeanor trespassing charge and $500 bail for a $370,000 payday.
Wow.
That's the thing about gambling. Like, there's got to be, like, there's a lot of prop bets get very where you're like, well, a guy could be in control of that bet.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that's like right there. Like, how do they, there are rules against that? Like, it can't be you?
I mean, I read the article. He got his money. But yeah, you're like your point. There's like award shows where there's prop bets if this person says this word or phrase.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, they could just place a bet on themselves, right?
Yeah. How do you stop that?
I don't know. If you work for the lottery, or even if you're a family member of anybody in the lottery, you know that you're ineligible.
Yeah.
for anything. There's been a lot of scams of people. They win a lot. They have a winning lottery ticket, but they're ineligible, so they give it to somebody else, and then they collect the winnings through them. There's got to be something in place for that. Like you can bet on what color the Gatorade bath is after the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I could call up the equipment guy.
Yeah.
Make sure it's red.
Yeah.
You know,
And then give him a part of the winnings.
$50.
No,
Give him like
50 bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet so many other people are betting on it that it's like maybe it evens out, but it doesn't really matter. You know, I don't know.
I watched a guy, he had a parlay, 4 different NBA games of who would score the first point on the game. And it was a potential like $70,000 win. And he got the first 3. And then the 4th game was Porzingis.
Oh, yeah.
And he went up for a layup and just missed it, dude.
The parlays is the new thing.
Yeah.
You're seeing a lot of that.
Yeah.
Like guys are doing these crazy parlays and winning these big bets.
So it makes it really fun, dude.
That's what they would have to do. Parlays would have to be, I think that's how gambling, I always said, like, it's supposed to be this thing that, it's like where it takes off and like, but they do need to make it where it's like, it's got to be simple. It's got to be, it's hard to follow and it's hard to understand it. And then, but parlays is super fun. Like that's like, you're like, oh, I could see that. And you're watching a bunch of random things. That's very fun.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I think they want you to do parlays
Yeah.
because your odds are so slim.
Uh-huh.
But you see people getting them. But I mean, yeah, it can be a bunch of people. So Jesse Rothacker. Several years ago, I got a flat tire, so I pulled over and called AAA. I now, that sounds like I watched Dumb and Dumber this weekend. He goes, oh, that's what that felt like. I know how to change a tire, but they did it for free as part of the membership. So I figured I'd let them get under my vehicle and get all dirty instead of me. The operator on their phone said it would be a while until they could get someone out to me. So I decided to start working on it myself until they arrived. About 15 minutes later, the mechanic truck pulls up and the dude is like, "You need some help?" And I'm like, "Sure, I got it started, but since you're here, I'll let you finish it." The guy doesn't really say much, but he finishes changing my tire while I stand back and do nothing. Finally, I'm like, "Thanks. Do I need to sign anything?" He just looks at me real weird. Suddenly, it dawns on me. He was driving a mechanic truck, but never said he was from AAA. He was just some random dude being nice to another random dude with a flat tire. And I totally stood there like a jerk and let him do all the work changing my tire for me. I felt like such a moron. Yeah.
That's great.
That's great. Yeah, I think guys will do it sometimes, but sometimes they want you to tip them. Like you give them cash, which I guess that's getting hard. I remember when I got a flat tire once, which I made and they didn't have a tire. I rented a car. I was going to a show. I was doing a show, and I was driving from Indianapolis. And thankfully, the show was at 10 o'clock at night. And I got a flat tire, pulled over on the side of the interstate. I'm on the main, and I parked because they were like, I was going to just change it myself, but they didn't put a spare tire in the car. So I had to wait for I called the rental place and they came to get it. And I parked like they had a guardrail. And so I parked like I got it in front and back to kind of behind it. So, and I just took a nap. Went to sleep pretty hard. Yeah. And then but I had a few people stop trying to help.
And offer to help. Man.
But it felt very much like I was like, I don't have a tire. And so we couldn't do anything. But I think people just drive around and pray, and they throw some money.
You didn't feel nervous, like sleeping there? Especially if people knock on your window?
No, I don't know. No, this was over 10 years ago. I don't think it was it was during the day too.
Mm-hmm.
It was getting dark by the time it changed. I don't think it ever occurred to, I locked the door and just, it's like one of those day sleeps in a car where the sun's hitting you. I mean, it was unreal.
Yeah.
Best sleep I've ever had in my life. I was reading this just as laughing. I love that Nate said whirlwind instead of the actual word whirlwind when talking about Matt Damon and Ben Affleck's year they won for Good Will Hunting. It's a whirlwind.
It's a worldwide win.
It's Leanne Carr that posted that.
Oh, Leanne Carr. Yes. Yeah, it is a whirlwind.
It's a worldwide. The Oscars are worldwide.
Yeah, so it is a whirlwind.
Yeah, you were right.
I was right. All right. That's it for no. Okay, sounds like Super Bowl is here. We're all excited for it. The Cincinnati Bengals versus the Rams. I almost find either one. I kind of rooting for the Bengals, but I like Matthew Stafford. I'm glad that he's there.
Yeah.
And so I'll be happy either way. Titans should be there, and that's the only thing that matters. The moment we have been waiting for since September is finally here. In honor of the big game, DraftKings Sportsbooks, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 56, is giving new customers 56-1 odds on either team. Bet just $5 and get $280 in free bets if your team wins. DraftKings Sportsbook is now live in New York. I mean, you can bet from almost a third of the country. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, use promo code Nateland, and get 56-1 odds on either team. Bet just $5 and get $280 in free bets if your team wins. That's promo code Nateland at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 56. 21 and plus, minimum age and location requirements vary by jurisdiction. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for full list of requirements and state-specific responsible gaming resources. Void where prohibited. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Tennessee, call or text the Tennessee Red Line, 1-800-889-9789. In Connecticut, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NEW YORK or text HOPE New York 467-369. Also, our old paper shades would allow in a lot of light at our house. And the comedians, they'd wake up early. And we sleep through most of the day, so we need good blinds. There's a better way to buy blinds and window treatments, and it's called 3-Day Blinds. They are the leading manufacturer and retailer of custom window treatments in the U.S., and right now they are running a buy one, get one 50% off deal. 3-Day Blinds brings you the showroom to you, their local, professionally trained design consultants to give expert advice in the comfort of your home. We set the appointment and got a free no obligation quote the same day that we set it. They have window treatment for all your custom window needs. Choose from thousands of options for any budget or style. And with actual samples, 3-Day Blinds have been in business for over 40 years. Ask Laura. As Laura mentioned last time, we had a consultation with Jerry. She was very nice and easy to work with. Laura cannot make decisions. She has trouble with them. But so having someone like Jerry help her was perfect. Right now, you can get 3-Day Blinds. Buy one, get one 50% off deal on custom blinds, shades, and drapery for a free, no charge, no obligation consultation. Just head to 3dayblinds.com/Nate and use our code Nate. That is right. Buy one, get one 50% off when you head to 3dayblinds.com/Nate and use our promo code Nate. One last time, that is number 3, dayblinds.com/Nate.
You can now enhance your perfect grooming routine with Manscaped Ultra Premium Collection, where they were nice enough to share with me. The package includes Manscaped Premium Deodorant, hydrated body spray, body wash. As soon as I walked in, Aaron talked about how good I smelled. Plus a free gift, a 3-pack set of lip balm that's made up with ingredients such as vitamin E, peppermint, and eucalyptus oil. That's 4 products plus a gift inside the Ultra Premium Collection. What a score. All these products are cruelty-free, paraben-free, vegan-friendly, and dye-free. The best ingredients. Here's how I do it, Aaron. I recommend you hop in the shower, start with the Manscaped body wash. Then you lather your hair up. Doesn't take me too long to do that. But especially with the 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. You dry off, you spray on the hydrating body spray to moisturize your dry skin. You put on the Manscaped deodorant for obvious reasons. Then the Manscaped lip balm. No one wants chapped lips. Wear one great scent all day long. Get the Ultra Premium Collection hot off the shelves. Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code Nateland at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code Nateland at manscaped.com. The power of attraction is now in a bottle thanks to Manscaped.
When was the last time you got excited about a dress shirt? Ever?
Nope.
Let's put an end to that. You got to check out Mizzen and Main. They have the comfort and flexibility of your favorite athletic wear. You feel like you're wearing a golf shirt. You feel like you're wearing workout clothes. But you know what? It's not. It's a dress shirt. Okay? It's lightweight, breathable, moisture wicking. That's huge for me. Got a real moisture problem. These shirts are machine washable. Don't go to the dry cleaner. Okay? Just throw it in the normal wash like normal clothes. Like Nate said, just don't be weird about it. Okay? Now, they've gotten famous for their dress shirts. That's where they got on the radar for me. But they have all kinds of other stuff. Flannels, no-tuck shirts. I haven't tucked in my shirt in probably 12 years. So I'm all on board for that. Performance polos, chinos, so much stuff to look at. Go check it out. Over 30,000 five-star reviews. Listen, I'm on the road a bunch. We all are. I have to cram these clothes in a suitcase. I have a real wrinkle problem. I don't know how to handle it. I can't iron. I don't know what I can do. I can get a bunch of these that are no wrinkle. That'll actually be a huge problem in my life solved.
Yeah.
Once I fill my closet with Mizzen and Main. So whether you're working from the golf course, taking conference calls, we've got good news. Go to mizzenandmain.com. Use promo code NATE. You'll receive $35 off any regular price order of $125 or more. That's $35 off when you go to MIZZENANDMAIN.com and use our promo code NATE. I've got a new daily routine, Brian. Have I told you about it?
No.
I wake up every day. I run 6 miles.
What?
And then no, I don't. But I do start off with a huge, heaping, delicious spoonful of athletic greens. I put it in the water bottle.
Yep.
I put it in. I shake it up for a while, and I down it. And let me tell you, it feels good. You start off the day right. You're getting all the vitamins that you need. I'm strengthening my gut health, my nervous system, my immune system, all the things, okay? And it tastes all right. Tastes good.
Yeah.
You know, you down it, and then you're done for the day. You don't have to eat anything healthy the rest of the day.
Get at it.
Less than 1 gram of sugar, no GMOs, no nasty chemicals. It's just the good stuff. It's athletic greens. Right now, reclaim your health. Help your immune system, especially with cold and flu season. And there's other stuff going around too, I heard.
Yep.
It's just 1 scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for 1,000,000 bottles. No need to fill up your whole cabinet full of all this stuff. Okay, you just get one thing. Gosh. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs. Put those on the road.
Yep.
Brian, take them with you. Start your day off right. All you got to do is go athleticgreens.com/Nate. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/Nate to take ownership over your health for once in your life and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance.
This week, what are we talking about?
Talking about advertising. We did philosophy, and I was under the impression that Aaron was a philosophy major. He really let us down with his philosophy minor. But now we're going to give him a chance to redeem himself. You're a marketing major, right?
I was, yeah.
And you worked for an advertising agency?
I interned at an advertising agency, and I worked at a digital marketing company.
So we hired someone? Jessica Han?
Jenny, yeah, that's
Jenny
right. That's
Han.
where I hired her, yeah. My old company.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get to hire someone?
I was the manager, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like a 5-person company, but technically I was a manager.
Yeah. How long did you work there?
4 years.
Did you work your way up to manager? You were hired as a manager.
I was not hired as a manager, but it's a pretty small step up at a 5-person company. I think we just kind of said, you can start calling yourself a manager now.
Yeah.
So you've been here long enough.
Was there someone above you?
Yeah, I had 2 people above.
And they don't do the hiring? Does the manager do hiring?
It was all involved, but
Yeah.
I didn't single-handedly hire.
Yeah.
And 2 underneath you. What did you say? There's like 5
I
of you?
guess technically. I guess
You're in the middle.
I guess they were lateral.
How old were you?
This is, man, 2 or 3. I mean, I was in my mid-20s.
Yeah.
This is the music row where people would drop off their CDs.
Yeah. Oh, I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah.
I ever tell you that? My office was on Music Row. So it's in the middle of all these studios. So like all the time, some poor schmuck would just show up and be like, I'm here to drop off my CD, hopefully sell some of these songs.
Yeah.
We're like, dude, he's like, I just drove in from Texas. I wrote some songs. Like, we have nothing to do with music, man.
Yeah.
Sorry. Also, I don't know if this is how this works, but I
Yeah.
hope it works for you, man.
Yeah.
go find a different studio
Yeah.
here.
Did you guys watch Mad Men?
No.
I never did.
I loved it.
Yeah. Was it real? I mean, was it?
Well, in your time, it was. That's.
Yeah.
I was obsessed with Mad Men, and that's why I wanted to work at an advertising agency because I look like the coolest. It's like the coolest hang ever.
Yeah.
It's pretty different now. It's a bunch of dudes in graphic
You
tees
changed
with
that.
Nerf guns. That's what it is now. It's a different vibe.
They
in
don't
there
drink?
now. They do drink. It's a lot of these fun companies. You know, we got beer, free beer Fridays at 3 p.m. They bring a keg in, and then everybody's sitting on exercise balls and that kind of atmosphere.
So you think this is what has happened with the workforce today? When everybody's having trouble, it's because y'all during your day y'all started drinking, becoming full blown alcoholics on every Friday.
Yeah, it doesn't help,
I think
man.
it's leaked over into now.
Doesn't help.
This is the end result. Is no one's around.
I mean, this company, they're great people, but man, they'd like ride. These are adults with like razor scooters. They'd ride those around the office and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
What was an example of like a big company that you guys represent? Did you ever have an ad campaign go bad? Like somebody missed something?
So the stuff when I interned at a company, we had major clients, McDonald's, some stuff with Coca-Cola, companies like that. The company where I was a manager and hiring people, my clients were plumbing companies, and HVAC companies, and I had a couple colleges. I had a hospital. We had some very small scale problems.
What do you do an ad for a hospital? You're like, we have the best crutches in the business.
Yeah, essentially.
You're just trying to come up with a good, like, you feeling down, come to our hospital.
We're closer.
It
it's all
seems
about
weird
proximity.
that our hospitals, are they selling stuff? Like you just, you got to go when you got to go. So it's not like, I guess you just want to be like, hey, remember us.
Yeah.
You have an appendix burst, come to us.
Well, you think about that. That's a lot of advertising. Is just they want to exist in your mind.
Yeah.
Think about those like insurance. Who out there is actively searching for new insurance right now? Probably not a lot of people, but insurance. I feel like every other commercial is an insurance.
Geico, Progressive,
State
Farm.
Yeah, any of those.
Mm-hmm.
No, just want you to.
Was it your idea to change Jake from State Farm from white to black? Was that your idea,
Aaron?
Just answer the
It
question.
was not my idea, but I'm glad they did it, dude.
That's cool.
It's taken off.
It has been, yeah.
All right, I brought an example. I was going to ask you if this would be. So I got my Titans renewal in the mail. It's time to renew your season tickets. Deadline February 15th.
Yeah.
The guy here is Harold Landry, led the team in sacks, just played in the Pro Bowl yesterday.
Yeah.
But he's a free agent, and he may not be on the team next season, but he has till March 8th to make that decision.
Wow.
And you have till February 15th.
I have till February 15th to find out if this guy's even going to be on the team. So could you say that's a bad choice?
I don't know. You probably thought more about it than anybody.
Probably,
so far.
but
Yeah. I think you and Harold Landry probably have thought about it the most. I would think it's a good sign if you're Harold Landry. I would think it'd be like, well, we don't want him to go.
I'm sure they don't, but he probably wants a big payday.
Yeah, well, they probably own the rights to that image, so they can use that image forever, right?
Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying they're trying to get you come back, and they're using a guy who's probably going to be on the team. I mean, I hope he is.
Yeah.
But I was just wondering if that's something you guys would think about when y'all were doing
Why is he
stuff
probably
like
not
that.
going to be
you
on the
do.
team? Is he for sure wanting to leave?
No, it's just if they can have enough money to re-sign him.
Yeah.
I hope they do, but I mean, some team may offer him a ton of money, and
Yeah.
he go with them.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. No,
I don't think you can. I would imagine with the Titans, you can't, or any team like this, you're like, you got to just put a picture on, and if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Like, you can't like overthink it.
I mean, there's plenty of players who will definitely be on the team next year that they could have used. I'm not saying it's a big deal.
Well, it
I
could
just
have been
wonder.
like Derrick Henry,
Yeah.
but then it's like too
But
much
you're
of Derrick
asking,
Henry.
do companies think about stuff at that level?
Yeah.
100%.
When I worked in TV news and we would do promos, I mean, you got to think about who is this going to offend?
Right.
People are now, I mean, I'm using the example. I'm not really offended by that, but I'm asking, is that stuff y'all think about?
Yeah. And I'll say that's the one thing I took away. One of the things I took away from that company I interned at in college, just the amount of levels this stuff has to get through.
Yeah.
Of course somebody talked about that. They go, is this the right guy for it? You know?
How long did you work there?
I worked there for a summer, and then I worked at that other marketing company for years.
For how many years?
3 or 4
Okay.
years, maybe.
We're talking about advertising. We're interviewing like you're like you're 50, like you're 30-year vet, and you're like you started a company. So everybody.
When you interview at advertising companies, they try to, because I interviewed a couple, they try to throw you off by asking you crazy questions in the middle of an interview just to see how you think. So they'll be like, so Nate, tell me about you got family out here?
Yeah.
What animal would you be if you could be an animal?
Bingle. I'm ready for everything.
You're hired.
You want to keep going?
No.
You just ask me.
How many windows are in New York City?
100,000. Give or take. Go.
Give or take a bunch.
Just keep going. Ask me, go to the because they got to go serious. They got to flip it back and forth.
Yeah. If you had $1 billion in cash, where would you hide it?
In your mom's house. I think I would get hired.
Yeah, that's how you become a manager.
That's
right
how you
there.
become manager.
This guy's got solutions.
You don't think twice.
Yeah.
What's an example of a question they would ask? Those?
Yeah,
That was it.
They try to ask you crazy questions.
Pay
like
attention
that.
to the podcast, you'd hear that.
I thought he was just using those as examples. But
Do you remember the scene from The Office where I think it's Ed Helms, Andy's interviewing Dwight for Cornell, and he starts asking him crazy questions like that. That is what will happen in those because they want to see how creative your brain can be.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of a fun exercise.
Yeah.
You killed it, man.
Yeah, thanks.
You're hired.
Yeah.
The first ad in human history was in 3000 BC. It was in Thebes, Egypt. A man named Hapu ran a clothing factory, and one of his slave laborers, Shem, wasn't happy and ran away, and they couldn't find him. So he had a scribe make a sign advertisement using papyrus cloth announcing this guy's missing, gave his description, said he'll give you a gold coin if you find him and return him to the best clothing store in the land. Whole coin is offered. So this guy found a way to advertise his lost slave and mention he had the best place in town.
So it was like a wanted poster.
Basically.
Brought to you by the best textiles in Egypt.
Mm.
That's crazy, man.
That's the first known one. Most
How
expensive.
do they know that? Did they find it? I guess?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's on display somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, there was like Pompeii when the Mount Vesuvius erupted. I think they found like stuff written on walls, ads and stuff like that because it was preserved and stuff like that.
So they'll go find like interstate ads, like on Mars eventually.
Someday.
Yeah.
Like billboards?
Yeah, but cricket. Just like a billboard that says cricket.
They're gonna find the ruins of a Buc-ee's somewhere.
Yeah.
What was this place?
This is like, it only had 100 gas station pumps. Can you imagine that little? And down there.
Watch commercials do a thing where every time that you do see a watch commercial, the hands are either at 1010 or 820. This is done so you can always see the brand written on the watch, and it looks like a smiley face, which subconsciously gives a positive reaction to consumers.
So say 1010.
Like that.
Yeah.
1010 or 820.
Is always what? Oh, that's how.
The hands are always.
Oh.
Wow.
That's crazy.
You said that looks like a smiley face?
Yeah, that's what it's according to this.
Yeah.
Where? I don't see where a smiley face is.
I don't either.
I'm trying to find it.
But
Well,
it's interesting that it's all
not frowning.
1020. Yeah. 1020 or
It's kind of like
yeah.
a
What kind of smiley faces?
well, it's
A
going
V.
up.
Yeah.
All right, it's not perfect.
You
but
said 1020 or 820?
820. 1010 or 820.
1010 or 820.
All these Rolexes are 1010.
Oh.
Yeah. 1010. Huh. There's an 820. No, 8:35. What is it? What is Fossil doing? Fossil's got
Timex.
yeah. What kind of time do you think your watch would be on if you sold watches?
It would be on what's a frown? What's a worried look?
Yeah,
4. I can't even think.
Upside down.
it'd be cracked.
435 for the crack in it.
Yeah,
Marlboro, when they started the Marlboro Man, they increased the first year 3,000% increase from the previous year. That was probably a good ad campaign. Prior to that, they used like doctors to promote.
that's a solid ad campaign.
I
Yeah.
know.
Doctors telling you to smoke.
Yeah,
So we don't go back to that time, man.
I think I got I think I sent you an ad of a doctor promoting a cigarette.
Mhm.
But then they went to the Marlboro Man, and that seemed like that's the first time it made it look really cool. The first Marlboro Man, actually 5 of the Marlboro Men have died of lung cancer.
5 of them.
Yeah,
How many have there been?
6.
Really?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Not for long.
What if there's like 100 of them, and you're like, oh, well,
it's not too bad.
it's not too bad.
Yeah, maybe like the 6th guy. You're like, ugh.
Earning the brand the nickname Cowboy Killer.
Were they?
So this is an old advertisement
Yeah.
from, I can't find the year on here.
More doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarettes.
He's one of the busiest men in town.
Yeah.
While his doors may say office hours 2 to 4, he's actually on call 24 hours a day. The doctor's a scientist, a diplomat, and a friendly, sympathetic human being all in one, no matter how long and how hard his schedule.
I don't know if
Dude.
I believe. Well, why is your office hours only 2 to 4? Like that's and he's getting call 24 hours a day. Of course, you're barely in the office. This whole ad is not even to make like they almost like they got this guy and they're like, "Do you work all day?" He goes, "Yeah, dude, it's all day." You go, "All right, but your office hours, like, because people when walk by this, we could have made up these hours, but they're like, let's be honest. What days are you actually here?" He goes, "I come in 2 to 4 p.m." But you're on call 24 hours a day. He goes, "Yeah, I mean, essentially, you could call me at any point." But there's no cell phone, so if I'm not home, I don't hear the phone call. How could he even be on call 24 hours a day? They didn't have cell phones then. Well, he's like, "Well, just call my office." I know, but you're only in here 2 to 4 p.m. He goes, "But if you catch me in those hours, I will come back at 8 o'clock and do the surgery." "Could you not ash in my liver?" And he goes, "Well, where do you want me to ash?" Anybody that had surgery back then, you had to get an ashtray just laid on your chest, and and they just went in and you gonna put me to sleep? We haven't invented that yet. You're smoking a cigarette on your. Oh, you get burned a little bit. Oh, it's just also.
There was they use cartoons.
Even though his office hours are 2 to 4 p.m. Is a doctor. They got to work more than that.
I think they mean they're doing surgery or seeing patients the rest of the time. And like from 2 to 4 is when he'll meet with you and consult.
That does not come off like that at all.
Yeah.
That sounds, even though his office hours say 2 to 4 p.m. Who wrote it? That guy? I mean, that's like, I don't think his wife would believe that. Honey, 24 hours a day. But you only go to work 2 to 4 p.m. Make sure you sleep in. Those are my hours. I'd kill for those hours. I do shows 2 to 4 p.m.
Smoke a cigarette.
He barely works more than me. And I'm a stand-up comedian. Actually, he doesn't. When I do 2 shows, he does not work more than me.
Mm-hmm.
He's on call 24 hours a day. I mean, you can call me.
Yeah.
But I mean, technically, I have the same hours of a doctor.
Uh-huh.
2 to 4 p.m.
And do you recommend Camel cigarettes more than any other cigarette?
Yeah. I mean, smoke away. Do whatever you want to do. I don't know. If your kid don't smoke.
Yeah.
There was cartoons would promote cigarettes. The Flintstones had, I think I sent you that.
Yeah.
They would use the Barney Rubble and Fred
Yeah.
Flintstone to promote cigarette use. And it was actually pretty funny. They showed the women out front working and they're just hanging out. He's like, "Man, these women are really working." And Fred says, "Yeah, you want to go in the back so we can't see them?"
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
That's pretty funny.
And then they could just go back there and smoke cigarettes
Wow.
and promote it.
Wow. That's so crazy.
Pretty
They
great.
just, I mean, I love now we're in such a time of like, you can't say anything. You can't do, there's a watch and everything's like, don't say anything ever bad because you get, they think everybody's doing whatever they're saying. And back then they were just like,
Yeah.
just straight up the cartoon, the number one cartoon in the world is telling you to go smoke a cigarette.
There's him headed to the back.
Yeah.
And he's about to pull out.
Winston cigarette.
It is unbelievable, man.
Yeah. We should almost go back to this. Like, I think it would just, everybody would be like, it's a better time. I mean, like, you know, you'd be like, don't smoke. It's obviously going to make you, it's not good.
Yeah.
Well, so many of these recent ads I read about that got in trouble, it's always something either someone deemed sexist or racist. And it's just frustrating because I remember working in TV
Do you
news.
believe it?
Some of these I do. Some of these I would, because I remember working TV news and people would call and they'd be upset about something. Just they would find something wrong. One of the ones recently, Heineken light beer ran an ad that lighter is better, and people got upset about it because they said that was promoting like skin color is better.
Oh, it's talking about a light beer versus none.
Yeah, and it was like lighter is better.
Yeah, but that's the stuff that you can't. If that's what that person thinks in their head, that's their fault.
I agree.
So that's on them. That's on them to be like, well, you have a problem actually, because other people are just like, yeah, they want to drink a light beer versus a heavy beer.
Yeah,
so that's really on them, and they should just throw it back on them and go like, that's your own issues, and actually, you're probably racist for thinking of that because we're just talking about beer, and if you pulled that out of it, I don't know what you want. Like, then we can't say anything, and so that's on you.
Yeah, people criticize them saying that you guys were being racist, but I agree with you. It seemed like they're not even thinking in those terms. So
people think it's hard to it's hard to sometimes remember. Like most people are not like they're just like looking at it and their days are busy. You got to think we're not breaking down every single thing.
Yeah.
But we have people now, and seems like their jobs are to break down every single thing, and so they can find anything in anything. And so
I agree with you. I know I broke that down. I don't really care about that. I was just asking
Apparently
because
you do.
people, that's an example of things you got to look out for.
Yeah.
who do you want it to be? Ryan Tannehill?
Effective conditioning. Do you know what that is?
No.
You majored in marketing, right?
Yeah, marketing, but advertising is only one little
Okay.
corner of marketing.
Yeah.
You know the 4 P's of marketing?
No, I do not.
4
Pleasure,
Performance.
poor people, because y'all attack them.
That's two.
Yeah. Is it poor people?
No.
Yeah, 'cause y'all go after
No.
them super hard. Advertising, that's all it is ruining poor people's lives. Is it not? I don't know. You trick them.
So promotion
Oh,
is one of these P's, and that's where advertising falls in.
Okay.
This is one of the few concrete things I remember from college is the 4 P's of marketing. You think about product, place, promotion, and
Pie.
price.
oh,
What'd you say?
pie.
And I think it's price. Those are the 4 pie and poor people.
And poor people.
What's the example of place?
Place is like how something's delivered, what channel it comes through, how you get it, where does it exist, and how do you get it?
Like the front of a display at a grocery store.
Or
Mhm.
Channel 5.
Or sure, or Channel 5, or like a truck that ships it to you. All that is place, how it gets there.
So that's a whole company. And their job is they're called Place. Do they walk under a sign that says Place? No. I feel like the 4 P's, like they probably started that, and then they got to Place. They were like,
We need
but
one more.
they've already done the P's, and so like I guess Place, because that doesn't feel like that goes. What are the other ones? Promotion,
Product, like
Product?
what it is.
That makes sense.
What it is you're selling.
Yeah, price makes.
I think price is the other one.
I would imagine product was the first one. They go, it's the guy invented this because it's the 4 P's. He goes product, and they go, wow, that's good. And then he's like, can't think of price, place, and promotion. Promotion kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
So maybe he goes product, promotion, and they're like, ooh, this is good. And he should have said just 2 P's.
This should be the 2 P's of
And
marketing.
then he goes, also price and place. And they go, I guess so.
Yeah.
I can see price. place.
Yeah, that's the price of discounts and everything else. So advertising falls into advertising is one of these.
Oh, it's not
the promotion.
Oh,
That
okay.
it's one part of marketing.
I see.
Um,
I got another P.
Oh yeah.
Puffery.
Oh, love puffery.
You know this?
Big fan.
Do you really know
Yeah.
what puffery is?
Yeah.
It's it's when you exaggerate a product like coldest beer in town, best burger east of the Mississippi, funniest comedian, nicest comedian in the business, whatever.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Something like that. It's something that people don't take literal, but you puff yourself up, exaggerate.
Yeah, where no reasonable person would think you actually. That's not a great example. Like the best deals in town, or whatever. Then you're like, well, that's not you're not making a real concrete claim about your deals. It's puffery. It's just like,
Yeah.
Well, like James Gregory calls himself the funniest man in America.
That would be puffery.
All right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's legal. It's legal to do that.
Yeah.
Even if it's not true. That's why every restaurant you say like number one. You go walk around New York City, every place is best slice in New York.
Yeah.
And you're like, we can't all say that.
Yeah.
It's just puffery.
Yeah, but like TV news, we all had.
See how his stuff is broad and yours is very specific.
What do you mean?
All your stuff was like, even for your examples, are just very like pizza and all the stuff, and yours are all like, it's me, James Gregory. Like it's like you go, it's so personal, and his are just probably the real examples that they use, like best deal in town, hottest cars on the market, and yours is like nicest man in stand up. That's fake. James Gregory, funniest man. Like James Gregory is very funny.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that,
but it comes off. Am I wrong? It's kind of just. It's funny that yours is very broad.
I would think you'd want more specific than broad.
I don't know. It depends if the other person on the other side of it gets hurt, but
the tables have turned.
Yeah.
Oh, the turntables. Yeah.
Sometimes though they go too far, and then there's a lawsuit. Kellogg's was promoting that the Rice Krispies improve a child's immunity, 25% daily value of antioxidants and nutrients. And
it's a Wild West back then, man. That's so great. You could just like, this
is 2011.
Oh, wow. They said that then? That's crazy. Golly. That it just it made their immunity better?
Yep.
Why?
Vitamins A, B, C, and E.
Because the gas station you had to go buy it in was pretty rough. And that's why. You're like, we go buy it in there. Like, there's a lot of walking there. Maybe it is like, don't wear shoes and go buy Rice Krispie
Look at the cereal box.
Now help support your child's immunity.
As big as the name of the cereal. They're really leaning into that. 25% daily value.
So that's not it. It didn't do that.
No. The Kellogg's agreed to pay $2.5 million to affected consumers, as well as donate $2.5 million worth of Kellogg's products to charity.
So the solution is just to give this fake immunity to more people. I mean, what is wrong with everybody? Like
in 2013, Kellogg agreed to pay $4 million for false advertising when they said their frosted mini wheats improve children's attentiveness, memory, and cognitive functions.
When was that?
2013.
Oh, 2 years after this, they didn't even learn their lesson.
It doesn't even matter.
Clinically shown to improve attentiveness by nearly 20%. Wow, and these aren't subtle claims that they make on the side of the box. I mean, they are the star of the show. These claims.
You're gonna see it. Like we're talking about it with sugar. Sugar is like, because I'm addicted to it, and I'm trying to get off. I'm trying to be better, and I do love all this stuff. But sugar is going to be a big, big problem. That's the new. I know people have said it, but it's like that's the new tobacco. Sugar's it's a big problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big. Something we were talking about it somewhere, and it's like the only thing that everybody can be addicted to it. Like, people are not going to do drugs, or people are not going to smoke, people not like all this kind of stuff. Sugar's the only thing that like it can make everybody addicted, and it's a free for all. And they run the world.
Mm-hmm.
It's just you have no control over it.
It's in everything. You don't even know.
You don't have. I mean, you can't even almost not get it in stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't even. They make it. It's so confusing, and it's like it's hard not to. I ate ice cream last night. I'm waiting tonight. I eat sour. I had sour.
You already know you're going to eat it tonight.
I already know I'm going to. Laura's supposed to buy an extra one. She didn't last night, so I got to go out and do it myself. Someone's got to do it. Someone's got to wear the pants in this family. I'm going to do it. I can't say no to it. I have a big problem. I'm eventually going to get off this stuff, but I'm going to have someone come on the road and help me.
But for now, you're going to.
I'm going to drop weight quick soon.
When?
Starting February 20th. I'm bringing someone with me on the road.
Nice.
Nutritionist?
Yeah. He's a barber. But
he knows some stuff.
He knows some stuff.
He's read some
That's
stuff
really
on the
what I'm
internet.
doing. It's my barber, but he also knows fitness stuff. I think I have to. I'm. It's not that I'm miserable out there, but it's like I can't. I'm way too in deep, like to do it on my own. And the schedule, like this weekend, was like, it's a perfect example of like it was Pensacola. We get to Pensacola, we drive to New Orleans at night, go to bed, wake up, 2 shows. We go eat at Felix's, actually, this great place. We go eat there. You know, you're eating New Orleans food, and then do 2 shows, and then drive to Dallas overnight, wake up at Buc-ee's parking lot, and then eat. And it's just like I don't know how to. I can't. There's just it's too much stuff. And so if I want to do stuff, I mean, I've talked about that here. If I want to do stuff, I have to get this under control. And I'm fortunate enough to be able to do this. My guy's a barber. But he's
well, we learned in the Middle Ages episode that barbers were also doctors.
There you go.
That's right. That's where the swirl thing came from,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
There you go.
So I'm doing that. I'm
If you
going
need
old
any
school.
minor surgeries done on the road, he can handle those.
He can
too.
handle that.
Does he smoke?
No, I'm gonna try to get him to
From 2 to 4?
from 2 to 4 p.m. So I'll let him only smoke then. But then that will be. I'm hoping if I can't lose weight like this, then I'll never. Not that I'm big, but it's like I can't. Like I'm gonna have a heart attack out there. So I'm like I'm gonna. It's bad. It's I went and got a blood test actually the other day.
Yeah, it's more about being healthy than losing weight.
Yeah, I don't think I'm. Yeah, but I mean, my body stinks. Like it's just stupid. It's really dumb. It's like I mean, I just look at it and you're like, it's so dumb looking. It's just your stomach sticks out. Your nipples are just pointing, God knows where, different directions. Just like it's just dumb. And I just don't want it to be dumb anymore. I'm 42. I'm like, I can't.
You're going Dr. Phil.
Yeah. And just
I just don't want my nipples to go different directions.
Why are they
anymore.
pointing in every direction? Why do they not? If you drew a straight line, they would never intersect with each other. They would never be near each other. They would only get farther and farther away. Like that.
For eternity.
Their closest they will ever be is just on my body. And then if you drew the line, they would be like, all right, man, have a good life. Have a good life. And then they would shoot off into other directions.
Have a good life.
And they would never even be, they'd be so 100 years from now, they would not even be, they live in different countries.
Yeah.
There's just no chance for them ever to meet again. There's never even a little curve back to be like, well, maybe they're cross. It's just, see you later. At least if they went straight, they would at least be like, oh, yeah, he's right there.
They stay side by side.
Side by side.
Yeah.
Mine are just a dumb stomach. It's just stupid. It's but I'm not starting until the 20th. So I'm on a tear right now.
You have 13 days.
I got 13 days to just like, it is happening, dude. And I'm going to try to, he's good at like, because he's like, it's just calorie take, whatever. So like we can still eat. Like I'll be able to like, it's like I could technically go to McDonald's and go eat and just, but it's calories in, calories out. I mean, I want to get healthy, but I'm still not I'm not gonna bail on. I will still eat some Sour Patch Kids. I don't want to give up everything.
Don't forget who you are.
What got me here? I just want to be where I can wear a shirt and it feels great. That would be so nice.
Yeah. No, trust me, I get
wear
it.
this. I had to wear this. I go, Albert, can we get this a little bigger?
The logo.
The logo on every shirt. Could you get it a little bigger? Maybe make it be mountainy. Just so you get confused by that. That's what I bought. I bought one this weekend at this store in Pensacola, a hoodie, and it's got 3. I almost wish if Laura would bring that hoodie up, because it's a perfect cover your nipples hoodie.
There's a lot of relief on it, like it sticks
No,
out.
there's no relief, but there's a lot of confusion right in that area. And
A lot of
there's-
patterns?
Yeah, a lot of patterns. It's just like a lot of. I don't think you could really tell what's going on.
It's just distracting.
It's like the
It's
Grand
just
Canyon.
distracting. Yeah, yeah,
3D art.
yeah. It's just it's kind of ridiculous. That's all. And I just want to get to that. I'm hoping that with this special shoots, I'll be in. You'll be able to tell. And I don't think it'll make me less funny. This is the problem I had when I quit drinking. Is like you think, well, my stories about drinking is so funny. You think I can't be funny, and so I quit drinking. It's still going good, and then so it's like with eating, you're like, well, my stories, but then you're like, I mean, I'm still dumb. I don't think I can get smarter.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I can't do. That's where all the jokes come from, is me being dumb. So, I think I'm good.
When does your special tape?
I don't know, but
when
we have
it
an
does,
idea. When
you'll
it
be ready.
does, I don't know. I hopefully tape in the fall.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe if I lose, I could be in real good shape by then. I just want to, but I don't know. Maybe I won't be. Maybe I'm going to hire him. It's not going to work out.
Well, you on one of your special, I think it was your Comedy Central. You commented on that, didn't you?
Yeah. Said we're trying to lose weight, and here we are.
Yeah.
Every special's been like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I try, then you go, here we are. I got a beard. It looks better, but it's just like I think my insides are not good. That's the,
Mhm.
That's a pretty important part.
Yeah, a lot of people say it's the main part, it's it's just not, it looks rough.
Yeah. The older you get, the harder it hits.
Yeah,
you.
it's like it's hard to like, keep it up. But it's like in the road, you're just like, we have so many shows, man.
Mm.
And I want to do all these shows, and I want to be in great moods when I do these shows. And I'm not in bad moods when I do these shows, but I'm just looking at the future, and I'm going like, if I'm going to be this busy and as busy as I want to be and do the shows I want to go do, I cannot do this if I don't fix this. And I can't. And I'm fortunate enough to be able to have someone be like, you got to just be with me, dude. And like, or otherwise I won't do it.
Yeah.
And then, it's like, it's to getting decisions out of your life. I've learned like the more stuff you want to go do, you got to get decisions. If you get busier, you have to get the decisions that bog you down out. Like someone else has got to make those decisions for you. And that's how I look at it. Like what's got my sister's working, like, it's like she's helping with a lot of stuff. It's like you just kind of get decisions. Abigail's helping with a lot of like when I've met people and stuff after the show and like that kind of stuff. And it's like able to like, yeah, I won't be able to track everything I can track and then also do this.
It's why these billionaires wear the same outfit every day, because they're eliminating those kind of decisions.
She doesn't have it.
I have no idea where it's at.
Look in the.
Your suitcase is empty.
Oh man, is it Laura not here?
She is, but she don't know what you're talking about.
It's a hoodie I bought at this. All right, it doesn't matter.
What color is it?
I don't know. Colorblind. It's my Abigail. She sticks that to me every time. What color is it? That's how she.
Did you say billionaires wear the same thing?
Yeah, I'm thinking that's got to be the same thought process. You just
Yeah, and look, I'm a billionaire. I recently became one, and and Laura still goes, I don't know if we should do that. That's my. I think if I became a billionaire, I would still just be like, just get 2 loaves of bread. We can afford it. She'd be like, I don't know if I need to buy 2 loaves of bread. And then that'd be the rest of my life.
77% of Twitter users appreciate a brand more when that brand tweets back to respond to them. It takes about 10 hours on average for businesses to respond to a tweet, even though customers want a response within 4 hours. Well, I think you'd want one immediately, but
Yeah.
I guess on average 4.
Yeah. Whose job is it to take the time to ask that, to get to the bottom of that?
How many hours?
Yeah, I just don't. There's a lot of jobs that you're like, what are y'all making jobs out of? You're just making them out of nothing. Like, you're just sandwiching in anything. You're like, you want to figure out. And some companies like, yeah, I'd love to know. Like the algorithm world, I think is just invented jobs. I mean, we're talking about it, but it's like, I don't know if I needed all that information. Like they do it within 10 hours, but we'd like it in 4. Like who's responding?
They get these people to do these surveys, man.
Yeah.
They ask them all these questions. How you interact with brands on social media.
Yeah.
Tell me, how many brands do you follow on social media? Do you share their content often? They ask them all these questions.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever complain about a company on social media?
You know what? I made a joke about one once, and they responded, and we had a back and forth about Welch's fruit snacks.
Yeah, those are great.
They are great.
Yeah.
But the joke I had was, it says in real big letters, it says fruit is the first ingredient. I was like, who cares what the first one is? What's all the others,
Yeah.
First ingredient of meth is medicine. That was the joke I made. And then they responded back. They were like, they just, not funny at all, just like clarified what that means. And then I went back and they came back. It was kind of fun. It's fun to see like a brand you've heard of.
Yeah.
Even though it's some guy like me.
Is it Wendy's? Like Wendy's is fun, right?
Yeah,
Wendy's
is fun.
A lot of fast food chains are like that.
Yeah.
Taco Bell will do that too, I think.
I like that. Like it's like you just roast people and like don't care. Like just be fun.
When I interned at that advertising company, one of like they give you these jobs that are just time killers.
Is
right?
this job that we just talked about?
No, but have you heard of Tecate, the beer?
Yeah.
So the company I worked at ran Tecate's Facebook. So part of what I would have to do is respond to every comment, but I'd have to use the word bold because that was their whole marketing campaign. So I just had to think of creative ways to use the word bold. So somebody would be like, about to drink a couple Tecates at lunch today. And I'd be like, bold decision, brother.
Yeah.
Something that I'm going out tonight, going to grab a 6-pack of Tecates. That's a bold move. I just had to do that for hours, respond to every comment. So there's somebody sitting there doing all that.
Yeah.
Having a good time with it,
Do you like it when people go after companies on social media?
I'm not a fan. People do it with airlines all the time. I think it's crazy. I think it comes off, and I know a lot of friends I've known that have done it, but I think it comes off really bad. I think it does not look good. I think in a weird way, but I don't think I mind if like I don't like if a celebrity does it or someone, I don't like that. I think that's kind of gross.
Because they're just leveraging their following.
Yeah, it's like it's like you're using your people that are following you because you don't like the seat that you got or that you're delayed or that you're. I'm not a big airline complainer though, and I'm not saying that they do the best job and everything, and not that I've had problems, but I'm not. Some reason, which was the whole of us travel, like not to bring that again, but I traveled with the cow for a long time, and. And they no, but like some reason I could go, like I don't get super upset about delays. I don't get super upset about, I could getting mad. I just I get complaining to that person. I don't understand saying it on Twitter to be like, American, you don't do the thing that I want you to do. And then you're tweeting it and you're like, look at all the followers I got. I'm gonna tell my people that, like, that's kind of very arrogant to me and very like it just feels kind of gross. I understand if someone that's not, I think you got to just like DM them or something or sorry. I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
At the very least, it should be a last resort, right?
I mean, it doesn't like it's like I don't got my bags. I don't got. It's like a very like yeah, dude. So does other people. Like, why do you get yours fixed over everybody else?
The average person gets 1,700 banner ads per month, but only sees half of them.
Banner ads like that, like on your phone, like when it does the cross and says it. Yeah, the ads. I mean, we read ads on this, but it's like the ads are just they're everywhere.
70 to 8% of users ignore sponsored search results. Like if you Google something and
yeah, sometimes I would click on it because I thought does the company get a money for it or something?
No, they're paying to be up there.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, you want to make their money. If I don't think they're gonna do something wrong to my computer, I would click on it just to be like, if you're paying to be up there at the top, good for you. Like I'll support you.
You've earned it.
You've earned it.
Yeah.
But don't go blowing me up,
But then the thinking would be, well, I want to get what is actually the best search result and not somebody who's paid to circumvent the system, right?
Oh, I want the real answer.
That's the thing. I want the real answer,
Right.
not
Yeah.
just somebody who paid
That's
to get
true.
up there. And I found myself, I'm trained to, when I search for something, I automatically scroll
Yeah.
past that
Yeah. Yeah.
and find the top one.
90% of online searchers haven't made up their mind about a brand before they start searching. They don't look for certain brands; they look for lowest prices. I guess that was probably given. 90% of consumers read online reviews before visiting a business. And those reviews influence 67% of their decisions.
I could see that. I could get influenced. You try to find like somewhere you trust. Like I do it like movies. I'll look you Google a movie. It's always like Amazon or IMDb or something. One of them is like where it's very like they're always like everything's amazing. I think it's Amazon. Like every movie is like the greatest movie ever. And I think that's just regular people, and it could be. So I think I tend to go with regular people over.
Like Rotten Tomatoes gives you both.
Yeah, but I'll usually go to Rotten Tomatoes. Like, yeah, I'll just go with the regular people because it's like I'm not going to watch the movie the way the other person
The
is.
critics do.
Yeah, 60% Olympus Has Fallen. It should be higher than that. It was great.
But
So,
2/3 of them like it, only half like the critics like it.
Yeah, but that now I feel like you're being. Yeah, I mean it's a fun movie. Who's watching these movies? Like, I'm not a good. Don't come to me and ask me if something's good. I'm going to say it's great. I don't know, and a great chance I won't remember it.
You know what we watched
So-
last night that probably didn't get good reviews, but it's a fun movie, is Con Air.
Yeah,
Never seen it. Is it Harrison Ford?
No, Nicolas Cage.
It's great.
Oh, even better.
Yeah,
Probably thinking about Air Force One, maybe.
you should watch Con Air. Con Air is great.
Yeah, it's just fun. It's
Yeah. What
John
is it?
Cusack, John Malkovich?
I think people like it.
I think, this is a
maybe you're right. There's no.
56%.
Yeah, well, that's
a
crazy.
Rotten Tomato, dude. I bet the audience score is much higher.
Yeah, I don't think it should be higher. All right, it's not loading, so
All right.
I can't. People just listen to this on the audio, dude. That's unreal, dude. Like, you should give this podcast 0 tomatoes. Hope you roll down your window and throw a tomato out. 75% audience score.
75%. That's good. That's a C.
Go to the audience, man. The audience that's who we are.
It's the people, dude.
If you're into movies, I understand the critics. Like if you're like, hey, this is like a hobby not a hobby.
Well-
Critics, but like if you're someone that's not a critic, but you're like I love, and I know a lot of people that I wish I could appreciate movies as much as they could. So I understand, but
I like the write up there. Con Air won't win any awards for believability, and all involved seem cheerfully aware of it, making some of this blockbuster action outing the biggest flaws fairly easy to forgive.
There you go.
It's not believable.
We're just along for the ride.
Yeah.
That's what this is about.
Some of the worst marketing campaigns. American Airlines was running low on money. This is 1981. They were about to go bankrupt. So they did a thing where you could pay $250,000 and get a lifetime first class travel pass.
wow.
It backfired on them. People used it so much that they were losing money. They only sold 65, but they had to stop because people were just going to London on their lunch break. Because it was the richest people who were buying it. So they were just doing it all the time. They lost over $50 million before they could get it stopped.
Only 65. How much is 65? 250 grand. Like it's
Yeah, that didn't make sense, does it?
no.
65 times 250 grand. That's
Well, I guess if you keep using it over and over, they didn't take it away from you, but they stopped the thing.
16,250,000.
How did they lose? And because they could have charged like 10 grand for those tickets.
Maybe, yeah.
To me, 250,000 seems like a lot to pay for it, but they said they were using it so much that it quickly exceeded what they paid it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I guess they could still be using it to this day.
Like if it was like, I bet it was like companies, and maybe they're just like they're flying every other day and they're losing those seats.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like how'd you not get it? I think American Airlines should have done something better.
Yeah.
They should be able to figure it out. Like, that was 1981.
Yeah.
You had to go buy it probably write a check for 250 grand at the counter. I mean, where's
Airline
your
tickets
butt?
probably cost more then than they do now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean how do you pay for that? You just got to go up there and
It's called an AA pass.
I have the companion pass on Southwest.
Yeah.
that's a good Southwest
That's
does
an
great.
unbelievable perk.
Yeah. I think it's awesome. We had it 1 year, and I don't think we really used it. And I wish we would have, but you could. I think the companion passes, that's the real deal.
Mhm.
Southwest is great. Southwest really does great. And then I fly Delta a lot. I don't mind I like them all. I like Delta a lot, and I fly Delta the most, but I love Southwest. I do. I think Southwest is great.
Mm-hmm. They got to figure it out.
Burger King tried a thing where they went to Thailand to find people who had never eaten a hamburger to compare their Whopper against the Big Mac. And people got really upset about it, saying that 30% of the country can't even afford a hamburger, and most people are living in poverty. So it was a bad idea to use them as the country to go test this out.
I think I remember this ad. They just kind of dropped a hamburger in front of these people?
I don't
were-
know.
And maybe I'm thinking, I think Burger King did that. They went to some part of the world where they were not familiar with hamburgers.
Yeah.
And they just put a hamburger in front of them, and they were like, how would you eat this?
Yeah.
And you didn't even think about it. We know how to eat a hamburger because we've seen it.
Yeah.
And they're just like, some of them like come in from the top and try to eat it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, if you've never seen one,
Yeah.
you know?
That's interesting.
Yeah,
Like a banana,
Yeah.
different ways.
Yeah.
that's exactly. There's
But
maybe
is it like we were shoving it in their face? Like,
no, it was just something about the burger in the world. I don't remember the point of the ad.
but I'm saying that's what people argued about.
Yeah, they were saying hunger exists in this country, and 30% of the people there can't even
Yeah, I
afford a
get-
hamburger.
Yeah. And then I get that. Okay.
This is my favorite one. 2006, LifeLock came up with a campaign to promote the credentials of LifeLock. So the CEO put his social security number on a billboard showing how we're so secure, we can't get away with this. Hackers found a way to get through it, and the guy got hacked 13 times, identity theft.
Oh, wow.
His name's Todd Davis. Fake Todd Davis has popped up around the country, racking up debt. In a humiliating blow for a company, the CEO had fallen victim to constant identity theft, proved their product doesn't work.
If that worked, that would have been unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
You're the greatest.
Yeah.
I mean, you would be. That's a big risk.
Well, kudos to him for actually putting his real.
Yeah.
So I would put a fake one up
Yeah.
there.
And just say that's my real. But I guess you can't. If it's someone else's real one, you're in big. I mean,
That's right.
They could sue you for.
Yeah.
If it ever got out,
Yeah. Like to him, it's just like bad luck. But LifeLock still does. They're still around.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DuPont, good old DuPont.
Oh.
They were the first company in the U.S. to manufacture cellophane, a product to keep food fresh. In 1953, they released advertisements of babies wrapped in cellophane.
Just keep them fresh.
Yeah, it didn't go over. Well, I sent you the. You can just look them up. There's a couple.
Yeah.
I mean, it's exactly what we're describing.
Yeah.
They're just babies wrapped in saran wrap.
Yeah. And then so people got upset about that.
I don't know if they even did back at the time. I think later on you look back, you're like, what were they thinking?
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody even complained then.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
they
don't-
did.
Cellophane is spelled like cell phone, but with an A. No. And if you got rid of the A and moved the O forward. I mean, yeah. If you said, hey, you got the A, you go get out. And then they go, oh, jump up two. Now we got cell phone.
It's funny the selling points of cellophane are things that we take for granted so much.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is the main selling point. You see the things you buy, no guesswork. So what were people wrapping stuff up in your fridge before cellophane? Just tinfoil?
Well, they're saying is you see the things you buy. No, I mean, I would take it as like you go get like a chicken at the grocery store. It's written in, they got in like wrapping, Christmas wrapping paper.
Uh-huh.
And you're like, well, I want this chicken. You're like,
Mm-hmm.
I hope that's right. Like like you can't see the chicken.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So what was that's so obvious now, but that's a selling point back then. They go, you're going to be able to see what's through this.
Yeah.
You know,
Like, well, that picture of the stork holding a baby, you can see what he's carrying.
Yeah.
where's that? Right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that, but that's
I mean, I agree with you. That's
Yeah.
part of the selling point. It's something you can carry and it's clear.
right. Well, what were you using before cellophane?
Sacks. I don't.
Oh yeah, maybe sacks.
Like burlap
Yeah.
sacks.
Yeah.
As far as wrapping food, you didn't have leftovers back then. You ate
bought-
it. You
yeah.
ate it then, or you're not going to eat it.
You finished your plate back then.
Well, if you
Yep.
bought a baby, you'd want to be able to see it. I wouldn't buy a baby unless. Would you buy a baby out of a bag or a cell phone? Cellophane.
You want to get a look at what you're buying.
You want to get can I open the top of the bag? And he goes, no.
No,
I go,
no.
then I'm going to go to the cellophane factory and buy a baby out of there. At least I can see them.
The devil you know.
MasterCard did a promotion in 2018 World Cup where every goal that Lionel Messi or Neymar scored, they would give 10,000 meals to children in Latin America and the Caribbean to help end starvation. But the Stars only scored 3 goals. So people got upset that the campaign not only didn't work, that they're using it to exploit starvation.
Mm. No, so they only gave like 30,000 meals.
Yeah, I think they stopped it even before
Yeah.
he got over. The Titans do something similar. They work with Second Harvest Food Bank.
Yeah.
Sack for, like, every time the Titans get a sack, they give like 100 meals to Second Harvest Food Bank.
Raising the stakes for those players, dude. You better play well. People are going to starve to death.
That's your
out there.
Harold Landry.
Yeah, he
So
got
he's-
12, so he did
yeah.
his job.
Did his job.
I think about that with the college football halftime show where they make those kids throw the football in to earn a college tuition.
Right.
Does it feel a little weird to be basing whether these kids can afford to go to college on this game?
I think they're already going to college. Like they're already in it. So it's like they get it for free or not.
Yeah, but to base that
But,
on
it's not, but you're not pulling out a high school senior and you're like, he's going to go work at a factory. He's going to go to college. Like I mean, that might be more interesting to go like his whole family's got to watch. And is he going to be the first one that gets to college or is he not? I don't know. You got to throw this Dr. Pepper bottle and your whole family line relies on that. I mean, it's like kids that are already in school.
This year, the SEC championship game, I think one of them was studying to be a doctor. The other one was going to be an actor.
oh gosh.
It's a little bit different.
Everybody rooting for the doctor?
I think he won.
Okay, good. If you had to do that, would you? So statistically, you have a better chance of making it doing the chest pass.
Yeah, I would do it.
You would do that and not care that you look lame doing it?
I think it goes back to, yeah, I mean, I think you got to make it in. Or maybe do it. It's just easier to, like, it's just the quicker, I'd imagine.
If you did that and you didn't throw it the normal way, I'd boo you, dude.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah.
Well, when you drive by your truck on your way to your day job because you didn't get into college, and I'm up there in my ivory tower looking at.
When you're at Vol State, he's at Notre
Yeah.
Dame. You'll feel
Yeah.
stupid.
as you do your stick shift and back out of your driveway to go to Vol State. And I'm floating to Notre Dame.
Here's one that just came out a couple years ago. People got upset about the Peloton holiday ad
Yeah.
where the woman who's in perfect shape, her husband buys her a Peloton. Do you remember this?
I don't know.
She goes from 100. They don't say this. Somebody tweeted, it's great. She went from 116 pounds to 112. But people got really upset
Yeah.
because she's great shape and her husband bought it for her. So they were saying that, he shouldn't have done that.
What?
Because they're saying, why is he making her get in shape and lose weight? She already looks great.
Yeah, but that's how you, I know. That's just like with someone like overly, that's how someone that's in shape wants to work out. Like they want a Peloton.
Yeah.
What do they want to do? They want to see just, Aaron comes downstairs and his wife's Lucy's like, here's a Peloton. Maybe try some celery.
I tell you something, dude.
What?
We just got a Peloton.
Oh, really?
It gets delivered tomorrow.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
good for you.
That'll be me.
Yeah, that doesn't it's like that would be the she wants a Peloton. I would imagine
Look, she's excited.
Yeah,
She's super
she's
excited.
like she loves it.
But then
like,
this next clip, she looks like she's being held hostage right there. She's
Yeah.
like, well, he made me do the Peloton again
Yeah.
today. That's what it looks like.
yeah. Though the problem is she's doing selfie videos in bed and everywhere. Like that's more I would be more mad at that. To be like, just golly, live a life. Like just you come home and you're you just in your phone all day. Yeah, I got her a Peloton. Like film something. I was the one that had to be interviewed. Here's my husband. He's doing. You're like, oh, and just get her a Peloton.
I'm not trying to get her in shape. I'm trying to give her something to do, man.
Yeah, get her off my back. There's nothing wrong with that commercial. That would be one that you read into that. You'd be like, that's your problem then.
Yeah.
You just go, that's your fault. No one reads into that. She wants a Peloton. That's someone in shape. They have to stay. There's not like they act like people. That part, I have a joke now, which I talk about it. But like the problem is they show someone that looks like that, and then it's like, but that's how they stay in shape. But I think sometimes it's too. Like when you read like ads to like someone that wants you to get healthy, when they show someone like ripped and they tell you to do stuff and you're like, I don't want to do the whole joke. But that's the problem. Because they'll be like, do this and do that. And you're like, well, dude, I don't even know how to. I mean, I'm eating handfuls of Sour Patch Kids multiple times a day. Yeah. Like I'm, what are you, crazy? You want me to just cut everything? Like just my life. Like I won't do it.
Yeah.
And I don't do it. I go, I'm gonna do it, and then I try it for a day, then I don't do it. But that lady,
I mean, Peloton's been in the news lately because 2 big TV shows, someone's died of a heart attack while on a Peloton bike. Sex and the City, and then Billions.
Yeah, but why? But it's just because it's like,
I mean, they just wrote it in, but it's bad PR for them because people associate it.
I don't know. I don't believe the bad PR. That's the people think the people are dumb.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If I saw that and the guy died of a heart attack on the Peloton, I wouldn't go, honey, get rid of the Peloton. Yeah. Apparently it kills you. Who does that? That's how, if you're a company, go, we don't think our buyers are that stupid. So who cares?
That'd be a good response.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I don't think my buyers are stupid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sorry. I don't think as little of my customers as you do.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how I do it. You know what was a cool part though? These advertising companies, they get advanced copies of every TV show out there because they have to make sure that they want to buy ads when the show's on to make sure it doesn't conflicts with the show is. So I remember the place I interned that this dude would get advanced copy, like Breaking Bad and stuff. He just had it before anybody.
Yeah, it's
a pretty cool little perk.
And you'd get to watch it?
No, they guard it. Like,
and you get to watch it with no ads.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So if someone wants to skip ads and they can't afford a DVR, go work for advertising.
And then hopefully you'll make enough for DVR when you're working there too.
No, you won't ever have to buy one because you'll get the.
Yeah, there's no reason to fast forward.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The other one recently that got a lot of flack was the Kendall Jenner Pepsi commercial, where the people were protesting downtown. This was just, again, a year or two ago. You remember this?
Yeah,
and
I kind of remember.
She takes the cop the Pepsi, and then everyone seems happy. Like whatever was they're protesting is now over. And
she walks up in the middle of like a tense protest between the police.
Yeah.
And she's like, hey, y'all. It shouldn't say anything, but that's the attitude.
Yeah, it's like 2 minutes in when she finally gets up there in the front of the line. She just sees people marching down the street and then finally goes outside to see what's going on. Grabs a Pepsi. There she goes.
Yeah. Pepsi Zero is great.
This is what got Nate into Pepsi. He said.
No, there's been, I've done, Pepsi Zero is really good. If she gave me regular Pepsi, I would have thrown it back at her. But if she gave me a Pepsi Zero, I would have been like, hey, where did you get this? I mean, Pepsi Zero is really good, Yeah. Yeah, that commercials, like it's these companies think they're, who do you think you are? Like, that's the thing. They think they're normal people.
Yeah. And
they get her to do it. She's a billionaire, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, yeah, she can do that. She ain't drinking Pepsi. I drink Pepsi. I've drank Pepsi Zero at every. Pepsi Zero is awesome. Like it's. I love it.
The most expensive ad ever was a $33 million ad for Chanel No. 5. They got Nicole Kidman to be in it.
Is there a number 4?
Is there one, two,
Is
three,
there 1,
4?
2, 3, 4? Chanel?
I don't know. I'm not the Chanel guy.
We both look at you like
there is.
Quick Aaron Land up real quick.
No. 5 is the one that they did it for. $33 million. Paid her $3 million, and they showed it.
Who paid who?
Nicole Kidman.
Okay.
And they showed it. Didn't even show it like on TV. Showed it before Bridget Jones' The Edge of Reason. Showed it before that movie, and that movie cost $40 million to make. The ad before it cost $33 million to make.
Wow.
It's like
Would
small
it be
movie.
funny? What if they don't let us play this on the YouTube thing, and you're like, they spent $33 million, and then they're like, nah, you don't have the rights to it. You're like,
Yeah, it would be-
but I mean, wouldn't you want us
we're giving you free advertising.
getting free advertising to Chanel number 3? And they're like, it's 5. I go, I don't know. Is there other ones? Why is this one the best? I don't know if I trust you, Chanel, if you're already to 5. How much do you change your mind? That's what honestly, Chanel shouldn't do any numbers because he'd go, you look how much you guys are changing your mind. You're already to 5.
Yeah.
When were you invented as a company? 10 years ago? You're already blowing through whatever this is?
You're going too fast.
gotta do
I
what
don't
the
even know what
iPhone
this is.
did.
Is Chanel
Yeah.
purses or is it
It's perfume, right?
perfume? It's perfume? Number 5?
It's hard to do a commercial about a scent. Isn't
It's
it?
hard to do it. It's hard
I
to
mean-
spend that much money if you're not narrowed
Smell-o-vision.
down to one product.
Mhm.
That's what I would think.
Yeah.
If you want to go, well, what about 1, 2, 3, and 4? Like we don't care about those. 5 is what we're pushing now. So $33 million for 5.
I mean, she looks like she smells good in the commercial.
Yeah, I bet she smells great.
Yeah, I guess that's what they're trying to communicate.
She's come to a show before. Her and
Yes,
Keith Urban.
yeah.
They're great. I haven't met them, but I have no problem with her. I just don't
Yeah.
understand. Is there other Chanels?
They should do like what the iPhone did.
Like, do they have a 6 now?
They have like probably like a Chanel 3S.
Yeah.
Instead of
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
going all the way up. to
Is there
5.
is there a Chanel 6?
Let's look up what those numbers mean. Because now Chanel 22.
They're at
Oh,
Chanel
wow.
22 now? That's crazy.
There's a
Wow.
Chanel number 22.
Just keep going.
What does it smell like? Oh, released. No, this was released in 1922 or 1928. Either one, you decide. That's how Chanel 22 works. It was released in whatever year you want it to be released in. You're like, oh, I don't know. Yeah, either this one or that one.
That's a catch 22.
So it's a countdown. Getting down to number 1.
Oh,
What does Chanel 22 smell like? The perfect classical silky fragrance of this perfume is composed of gorgeous jasmine, orange blossom, fresh green note of lilac, and sweet rose.
so I would just think if you go spend $33 million, I would go like, hey, you know what? I mean, I guess Chanel number 5 is all I've ever heard about.
It worked.
How many? One Chanel N.
Chanel N. It went on the
Which
letters, dude.
channel number
Well,
5?
iPhones do that.
I almost think I would.
SE.
Yeah. I would have. If I would have read this as the ad, I would have been like Channel 5. They ran $33 million to promote Channel 5.
That's where
That's
Brian
where
worked.
Brian works. Like you go, every Channel 5 just gets the,
I'm rolling in it.
News Channel 5 spent
That's
$33
why-
million on an ad.
Why is Nicole Kidman trying to get me to watch Channel 5? I mean, I'm more of a snowbird type of guy. I don't know if she's out of her mind. Seems like a weird commercial for her.
Chanel number 5 has been reinterpreted and reimagined into new forms, including an eau de toilette spray. Yeah, dude. There's a lot of different Chanel number 5s.
All right.
De Beers Diamond Company. Have you heard of De Beers?
No.
They they cornered the market on diamonds for engagement rings. Diamonds, most people think they're very rare.
Yeah.
They're not rare. They found tons of them in South African mines, but they knew that would drive down the price. So they kept that information to themselves. And people to this day think diamonds are very, very rare, which according to this, they're really not, to keep the price up. And they convince people you got to buy a rare diamond to give to the person you're going to marry. So back until like 75 years ago, most people did not give diamond rings as an engagement ring. But then their whole campaign convinced people to do that.
To do it.
Yeah.
What did they give them back then?
Before diamond
Yeah.
rings, I think maybe just a regular ring
A ruby?
or just a band maybe.
Yeah, they do that. All the ads. I mean, look, if you look at, sometimes we've had people ask about the not drinking thing, but like, you can read a few books. And I actually got one, Alan Carr, The Easy Way to Quit Sugar, Good Sugar, Bad Sugar. And I haven't started it yet, but because I'm on that tear right
February,
now.
February 20th.
February 20th.
February
you're
20th.
getting- yeah.
And then, but it's, Yeah, I'm gonna eat ice cream tonight. I'll have Sour Patch Kids ready, dude. I'm a monster.
Do you mix it up, or you kind of have the same thing every night?
I do chocolate ice cream in a cup, and I pour milk in it. I learned it from my buddy Ryan Malone a long time ago.
A milkshake, right?
No, you don't make it milk. You just pour the milk on it, and I stuff the cup full of chocolate ice cream. But I'll also do cookies and cream with chocolate syrup. I put a lot of chocolate syrup in it. I mean, it's
Your barber's got his work cut out for him.
yeah, yeah, he does. I mean, I put a lot of chocolate syrup. I mean, it's crazy. I eat it alone. I make sure Laura goes to the bedroom or leaves the house. I go, don't come out here. You don't need to see what's going on out here. Get on out of here, woman. You can't. This is men's work out here. That's what I just say. Like I'm just plowing away. I'll eat. I mean, I can eat so much ice cream.
Yeah.
Dippin' Dots this weekend.
Ice cream of the future.
Have you guys ever seen ads that you know for a fact convince you to go buy something?
I don't know, but that's just the alcohol thing. Is when you read that, is like you realize that like alcohol, it's everything. They show Bugs Bunny sitting at a bar and he gets a beer, and it's like you associate fun with the only way for me to have fun and relax is alcohol.
Right.
And actually, alcohol is the opposite. It won't let you. I mean, I get the idea. It makes you like not care about your decisions, and so that's what you are kind of going for. But like alcohol is just like you're just trained to. You don't even have a chance. I mean, you're a kid, and it's just in every single thing that you
every
see.
TV show, every movie. Like this is how men decompress.
Yeah,
they get home, they pour a big, glass of scotch.
They all do. Yeah. I don't remember. I'm trying to think of an ad. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
I don't feel like I ever have because I feel like I ignore them. But don't they say subconsciously you don't even realize that you're being influenced?
Well, isn't there something that's a name of something that you think it is one thing?
So,
Kleenex.
Okay.
Yeah, you never say,
Band-Aid.
Yeah.
Xerox. Styrofoam.
Yeah, that's the name of it?
Styrofoam's a brand name.
Oh.
It's not the name of what it is.
What is it called?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Why would they not just call it that? Look up Styrofoam is actual name is Styrofoam. I don't even know.
Teflon? Is that something different?
Yeah, that's what stops a bullet, right?
Teflon?
Styrofoam is a trademark named for a chemical compound called polystyrene. Polystyrene? Listerine.
That'd be like if someone came over and you got any polystyrene? Like, I don't know what that is. That's like what smart people do. You got any polystyrene? I don't know. You have styrofoam? Yeah, I got a ton of it. But what? Let's leave the styrofoam room and let's go look for polystyrene.
You got McDonald's. I got a polystyrene cup.
Yeah. And they go, I don't know what you mean.
I think you should leave.
Yeah.
All right, on this. This year's the Super Bowl's this Sunday. Record sales for 30-second spots, $7 million for some 30-second spots. This year, it's not just on NBC, it's also on Telemundo and the Peacock platforms. I think
$7 million.
Yeah. It's one reason for its higher is attracting a greater number of rookie advertisers, people who've never bought on Super Bowl before.
So instead of ending on the $33 million ad, you thought I'll just save it and wait and do the $7 million as my final.
Well, I just thought the Super Bowl's this Sunday, so maybe go out with something recent.
Yeah, that's a good tie-in.
They say this year they're calling it the Crypto Bowl because there's so many cryptocurrency ads.
I can't stand that Matt Damon ad, dude. I see that ad everywhere. Fortune favors the brave.
I think I like the crypto stuff too, but I don't like that it's ads everywhere now for it. Now I don't trust it.
You're almost like the bubble's about to burst now.
Now I don't trust it
that
at
it's
all.
so mainstream.
You're
now.
like they took over, and now I'm like I don't,
Because isn't that not the right quote?
Fortune favors the brave. Isn't
that was the bold.
It's been uttered since the Romans. It's fortune favors the brave. Right?
Oh, I thought he had it wrong.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, maybe it is.
Fortune favors the bold.
Fortune favors.
And you had a job where your only job was to tell people bold?
I just had.
That's what you should have said. Did you ever do this? Fortune.
And you never heard the most famous bold line?
I was mostly responding to messages about what people were drinking beer that weekend.
I think you misspelled favors, but I don't know. Is that how you spell it?
I spelled it the American way.
How do you spell it? No, I said they do. Yeah, I would spell it the way you do.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They throw the U in there.
They throw the U in there.
Yeah, it was the Brits.
Maybe it's interchangeable, but I always heard the bold.
click on is it true that fortune favors the bold? Is that true?
No.
Fortune does not favor the bold. It does on a certain point favor those who calculated their chances, but nevertheless, one definite thing about fortune that it is indefinite. Fortune, am I not saying that right?
No, you are. It's just a ridiculous sentence.
Yeah. Nevertheless, one definite thing about fortune that it is indefinite. Yeah, you may have done a thorough analysis on how you will act on something and boldly believes that you will attain good luck upon it. Just a dumb sentence. Like that's a conversation that I couldn't handle.
Crypto.com.
If I walked into that and someone's like, is it true that fortune favors the bold? He goes, no, fortune does not favor the bold. It does on sometimes it does, but other times
Sometimes it's a diphthong.
it calculated their chances, but nevertheless, one definite thing about fortune that it is indefinite. You'd be like, dude, I would just be in a fight with it. Like somebody go, how'd that fight get started? You're like, I don't even know if I can explain it. It was some fortune favors the bold conversation, and then it just got off the rails.
It became a whirlwind.
Yeah, in the whirlwind. It was a whirlwind.
Matt Damon was there.
Yeah, it got crazy.
Just Nate and Matt Damon fighting in a whirlwind. All right, that's it, everybody. We love you.
Can I
as
promote a
always.
couple things?
Yeah,
Nope.
promote shows.
Okay.
Oh god, here we go. I forget.
We're not all selling out 6,000 seaters, dude.
Yeah, go. No, I'm joking. Yeah, you can promote. I just forget. I don't.
That's
remember how
okay.
to do it.
For April 15th and 16th at Wise Guys, we're co-headlining. That's on sale. We jumped the gun last week, but now it's
on sale. Salt Lake
it's
City.
on sale.
Salt Lake City, everybody. April 15th, 16th.
Yep.
And this weekend, I'm in Cape Girardeau, Missouri at Laughing Gas Comedy Club. And then the end of February, I'm at St. Louis Helium. I'm headlining. I've never headlined there. I'm
That's
very
great.
excited.
It's a great club.
It's exciting.
March 4th and 5th, I'm with Leanne Morgan. March 4th in Madison, Wisconsin. 5th in Minneapolis. So you can go to her website to get tickets there. And don't forget, February 22nd, the Nateland Facebook fan page, baby shower.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I guess more details will be posted on that Facebook page.
Yeah,
But
you probably should put our live. We have a live show on the 18th. But let's make sure you get your baby shower in there.
But that's April 18th. This is February
Oh,
22nd.
Okay. Never mind. Sorry. Everybody just go to the baby shower. Don't even come to the live thing.
And it's online.
Yeah, it's online. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Again, we love you. And I'll see you next week. Bye. Thanks, everybody, for listening to Nateland Podcast. Be sure to subscribe to our show on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast. And please remember to leave us a rating or a comment. Nateland is produced by me, Nate Bargatze, and my wife, Laura, on the All Things Comedy Network. Recording and editing for the show is done by Genovations Consulting in partnership with Center Street Media. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to catch us next week on the Nateland Podcast.